What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of JMB Unsupervised. As you guys know, that is Brandon. I'm Jacob. Make sure you check us out on Spotify. We are there as well. Football is getting close. Preseason is underway. This weekend, preseason started. Before we get to there, obviously, college basketball has been in this realm of we need to expand. We need more teams. And I don't know why we've been on this trend, but it's something that we're on. But the NCAA came out and announced that they are not expanding this year. We're not, and the expansion was anywhere between 72 and 76 teams. Like, might as well just let everybody in at this point, apparently. Like, let's just let everybody in. Which is crazy because when you think about basketball, it's already a massive bracket. So now you want to go to 64? 64. So, and now you want to go to 72 or 76 teams. So, what are you really adding in? Are you adding in like just
money?
Yeah. But they are not expanding this year. They will come back to it in 2027. Is
you like it or not? You think they should expand or not?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to expand.
Like, enough said. I think
what are you really adding in? Are you going to add in like just
the 1 versus 16 is already pretty much a blowout. Anyways, yes, there was one upset.
I don't know why we need to mess with that when every year there always seems to be that Cinderella team. So it's not like you're always getting
it's not the 16. It's not the 16 seed that's the Cinderella. It's usually like
that 12 or 14.
10,
yeah.
Or 14 seed that kind of makes a little run.
You always have a run like that every year, so it's not like it's always the teams that are dominant. It's never the team.
I think they should kind of take a look at the college football playoffs this year. And the first round
well, they still want to expand that. They still want to make that bigger and more.
You should. More is not like less is sometimes more.
Yeah.
And in this case, I think staying put for college basketball would be a solid idea to not expand. You're just taking lesser teams. Just for revenue.
I think we spoke about this before. This is speaking off like expansion and teams playing. But is it time for Notre Dame to play in a conference, or do you like that they
want to stay independent? They stay independent. There is no reason to. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's fair. But college basketball, like we said, is not expanding this year, which I think is good. They're going to come back to it in 27. I just don't see how this benefits college basketball. Like, does it bring somebody that maybe we didn't see to a stage for one night to maybe get blown up by 30, but they put up 30? I don't know if that necessarily helps you in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it'd be different if if the 16 seeds were upsetting 1 seeds and 15 seeds were upsetting 2 seeds.
No, you're just not
way more often than that. It never happened. Like, there's been 1 16 seed that upset a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
In the history of March Madness. And so adding more teams isn't going to do anything. It's just going to kind of dilute your product.
That's fair. But that's where that stands there, and we both agree we don't want to see it. Hopefully they don't. And if they do, then be very curious to see what it looks like if they do it. But sticking on college sports, college football is literally right around the corner. August 23rd is opening day. It's a Saturday. On the games that are opening up that day, nothing really sticks out that's like, gotta watch that game. Those will come later in the week. But speaking of college basketball, Archie is now at the front of college football. Archie Manning is back. I think earlier, I would think a week ago, last week maybe I think it was, the Cleveland Browns owner talked about how he didn't really want Shedeur. It wasn't on his radar. That was the GM's pick. And we're talking about Archie. And we both got to think, like, Archie ain't going to no Cleveland. Like, regardless of whatnot. But Archie's dad came out and said he's not even going to the draft this year.
Not his dad, his grandpa.
Oh, his grandpa, sorry. His grandpa came out and said he's not even going to the draft this year. He's staying at Texas. And we've already kind of had these conversations off camera and said, like, he's already done this now. Why would I leave after 1 year as a starter? Like, I think he's going to stay full term. This is what he's wanted.
Well, he's kind of one of the what he did was unprecedented. He picked Texas, as a freshman, as a incoming freshman, picked Texas, and then coming into his sophomore year, everyone thought he was going to leave.
Yeah,
chose to stay, and now he's going to his junior year as now the presumptive starter. We don't even know really what he is. We've gotten small little glimpses of what he could be, and the fact that he hasn't really ever actually gotten a full glimpse of him in a college football setting. He's already anointed the number one.
He's probably one of the most humble players you've seen when he speaks. He's obviously very well trained, media trained. Obviously, when you come from the family he comes from, you're going to be in that aspect. But I agree with Archie. Like, he's not coming out.
Well, there's nothing to really ever like to say that like he's coming out in this next year. He could struggle.
Yeah.
And his draft stock could then very much tumble, and obviously then he would come back for one more year to try to raise his draft stock, or he just could go lights out and just have all the franchise that are QB needy drooling, and guess what? You might have taken this year, but I'm not coming out.
Yeah.
And I think there's a possibility he could come out based off of what teams are there in the top three that he would want to go to that could be a potential good landing spot. And if it is the Browns or the Panthers or the Bears, I think he's like, you know what? I'm cool coming back to college.
I'm not going
making money because the NIL money is hella solid good money.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm going for that route, and I agree with you on that. But I'm hoping he has a great year. Like we've talked about it on here previous times. Everyone's already got him as the Heisman frontrunner. People already have him noted as the number 1 overall draft pick, but like you said, we've only seen glimpses. We've only seen that he could be good, but we just won't know until it gets started. Now, I hope he is good. I am hoping for that. I want to see him obviously flame out. It would be really bad to see that right out the gate.
It'd be nice to get more tape and more snaps.
He definitely needs all that. But like I said, college football is right around the corner. NFL football is also right around the corner. But before we get to our NFL talk, we do have some NBA stuff that we need to discuss. So, some guys got some new contract extensions here, my guy, and we need to talk about them. So, we're going to start with the New York Knicks. Mikal Bridges agreed to a 4-year, $150 million contract extension, which is also being reported he took about $10 million less than what he could have got. So he left money on the table. Overall, I'm not mad at the deal.
I think the contract is a contract.
He's Mr. Reliable. This dude don't miss games.
And I think, the Knicks, obviously large market, they can afford to pay whatever they want to pay, but he's obviously following suit of what the franchise player and Jalen Brunson has done. Brunson left the money on the table, so
Brunson left major money.
Be able to sign guys and re-sign guys. So everybody's kind of following suit of taking a little bit less money. Like, how much money do you really need if you have the correct people in your corner making your money make you more money? Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And when you play in a market like that, you're always going to get... Well, it's kind of great. I think it's a good contract, but think about this. I have a question for you. So, Brunson's taking less. Bridges now is taking less. OKC small market. All their 3 big guys took max. They took max? Took max money. But also look at it too, like those were those first time guys getting paid. This isn't Mikal Bridges' first time getting paid. He got paid the first time around with the Suns. Right. So he's been paid though, but you're in a small market in OKC. Yeah. No. But you're in the big market in New York, and you took less money in New York, obviously, because that's kind of the precedence that kind of been set. But OKC's been the question is well, can you keep this core together? And they took the max. This would be quite curious to see curious to see what OKC looks like. I would say more. About 2 years. 2 years down the road, what it looks like. But it's me quite a question of what does Cat take now? Because I'm pretty sure Cat's got to be getting close, right? Well, he might be coming up. I think he's coming up this following season. I think it's probably the next off season. He's going to be due, but I'd be quite curious to see is it the people taking max deals and teams willing to pay that kind of money and being able to draft and get the navigating the free agency well, or is it the team that their stars are willing to take less to see which one actually ends up being more successful between New York, because they are the players are taking less money versus a team like OKC who are all young and they took the bag. They so be quite curious to kind of see which one. I would still back OKC versus New York, the New York Knicks, and their front office, because obviously OKC. You trust OKC. You don't trust New York. New York has fumbled too many times. Another guy that got the bag that
was teeter-totter on would he get traded or not. Spurs trading for De'Aaron Fox last NBA season. They did draft Dylan Harper from and with the number 2 overall pick. So we thought, man, like they play similar. Thought maybe Fox could be a trade piece. That is put to rest. Fox signed a new 4-year, $229 million maximum contract system. He got the max. He took it. So now those questions later. So what do you make of that for Fox? Is that?
That's a good.
I'm not mad at the deal either way.
The Spurs aren't paying nobody.
No.
I mean, everybody's on rookie deals or small money deals, and came out. That's what Victor Wembanyama wanted.
Yeah.
Victor wanted Fox there long term to play. Obviously, he didn't play a whole lot with Fox last year, but
both were injured. Well, you had Wemby that had the blood clot. Fox had the hand issue.
But that's what Victor wanted. So that's what the Spurs organization did, and I think it's a good move to keep Fox. He's a proven player, and Harper. I still think he could potentially end up being one of the pieces that gets moved for maybe somebody that plays for Greece.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not mad at the deal for Fox. Like I said, we sat up here and we talked about man, they drafted Harper. What does that mean for Fox? Well, Fox now got paid. Now we flip it. What does that mean for Harper? And that's saying the Spurs are going to trade Harper because you could obviously keep him and you have a great, backcourt, young backcourt. Because Fox is not old by any stretch of the mind. Fox came into this league at 18 years old.
Yeah.
I think Fox is only 27, 28 years old. He's not that old. So just entering his prime or at the peak of his power.
Yeah.
So and Wemby is coming, and not at the peak of his powers, but Wemby is, is asserting himself, obviously. So I'll be very curious to see how this looks. Now the contract that we need to really talk about here, Luka Doncic. Now Luka did take a 3-year deal. Let me find it. Let me see it. Oh, here we go. 3-year maximum contract, $165 million. It was the max. But it puts him eligible for that contract in 3 years. That's a maximum contract of 5 years, $417 million. Massive.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for the Lakers? And then we also have to talk about Austin Reeves. It's looking like Luka wants Austin Reeves, and it looks like the Lakers may have to give Austin that $30 million. So let's start with the Luka, then we'll get to the Austin Reeves. So let's start.
So for Luka, it was a no-brainer.
Nope.
It's a no-brainer. He wasn't going to not sign with the Lakers. The Lakers obviously have made it quite clear that
Luka's lost 31 pounds, by the way.
Well, he's
slim.
He's slimmed down, but the Lakers made it quite clear that is their guy. You don't give up Anthony Davis and that run you were having last year for Luka and not give Luka the max deal.
Yes.
They offered the max to him and he took it.
But I still think that's a very discounted deal in totality when you think about what he's making per year with the type of caliber player that he is.
Well,
but he took what was available,
right?
And he took it.
What was available, but really, in 2020, I think it's 2028 is 2027 or 2028 is his player option. He obviously will opt out, and the Lakers then will offer him the massive deal, make him the highest paid player,
which is projected at $417 million.
And so he'll be the highest paid player then, and get the money that he needs. But it's quite funny that throughout this terms of the contract that he just signed, the Lakers are actually paying Luka less than what they'd be paying.
I was about to bring something we talked about during the week that the Dallas Mavericks didn't want to pay Luka because of the money, but then by taking on Anthony Davis, you're actually paying AD more money per year than you would have been paying Luka. So it's
yeah. But for an older guy too. But so for the Lakers, they got their franchise star locked up. Who doesn't want to play for the Lakers? Kind of ordeal. But when you move on to Austin Reeves' side, obviously they offered him a contract. He turned it down, and then there's been speculations of what he could be getting on the open market. Then it came out that he could get about $30 million per year, and he's looked as Luka Doncic's running mate of the future. Obviously, LeBron's, 45, 50, 70. I mean, he's getting the senior coke. That's how old LeBron is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Austin Reeves, $30 million at this day and age of money in the NBA, that's solid. He's worth the $30 million. There's lesser talent in the NBA making
more. Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that's honestly a discount reason would be.
With honestly, Luka getting his deal done, and then Luka making that very known that he wants Austin Reeves. Now I feel like the Lakers organization is going to be a little bit more try to get that deal done.
I don't think they're going to overpay for what an Austin Reeves is because going into next season, going into next year after the season starts and is over, they'll have a max slot open after LeBron comes off the books.
That's fair.
But they can still fit Austin Reeves into that. But I think $30 million a year for Austin Reeves is about right. With Austin Reeves there, when Luka showed up, he was averaging about 20 points a game.
Yeah, he did. He was on that water, whatever. He was drinking that Luka water.
So it'd be quite curious to see, what the Lakers the future with Lakers looks like, looking really bright. You keep Austin Reeves. if DeAndre Ayton can kind of get back to something of a dominant big man, what he was with the Spurs or the Suns a little bit. You got your big, and you have 2 guards.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The future is bright for the Lakers. And you have LeBron, whatever you kind of decide to do with that.
Yeah. Speaking of LeBron, we're going to stick on the Lakers here. So, before we get to the part that I really want to negotiate or talk about with you, Luka and LeBron have had major conversations. And LeBron is ready to turn...
Did they, though? I don't know. The media...
Well, if you ask about the media, like I said, we're going to get there.
Okay.
LeBron is ready to give the reins to Luka. He's ready to turn it over, in which we all feel like LeBron's been trying to give the reins to somebody that just haven't taken it. He's finally going to have a guy that can actually, I can take that. You can put that on my back. I can carry that. Now, we love that with LeBron. People, again, the media, well, LeBron wasn't there, but then it came up, well, LeBron FaceTimed him. So let's get to the mainstream media part of this bullshit with the LeBron and Luka of trying to create a narrative that does not fucking exist. Excuse the language, but let's keep it a buck. It does not fucking exist. How do you, again, this is stuff you don't really like talking about because you feel like it's clickbait, which it is clickbait by the mainstream media. But what do you make of the BS that's being put out?
Well, I think it's funny that you have all these media outlets putting out. LeBron wasn't there when Luka signed his deal. LeBron wasn't told when the Lakers, sold the franchise to such and such, but Luka was told. Okay, and y'all act like LeBron really didn't actually know that the Lakers weren't getting sold. Well, comes out that the Lakers, they're not in a win now mode. They're looking more towards the future. Luka signs his deal, and he's like, "I'm in a win now mode. I've been to the top of the pinnacle. I want to win it all." Who does it sound like that pairs quite well with? I don't know. The best player ever, or second best player ever to ever touch the goddamn court, and LeBron James. What are you talking about? It's crazy work, and it's something that you've always said. When LeBron James finally
hangs it up,
done. Both of guys are going to be out of jobs.
Mainstream sports is going to be looking for people like us. We really need you to come on the show because we ain't got nobody no more. We ran out of people.
Because LeBron has been through the mud. He's been the good guy. He's been the villain. He's been the hated. He's been dissed on. And he's been through the mud through through his whole career. And then the Lakers seem like they're starting to kind of grow something. LeBron's getting traded. LeBron wants out.
Even the frustrating part about the narrative we put up there, it's been even sports media people in LA that have tried to start this. Well, LeBron this and Luka that, and then Luka comes out and says something. LeBron right there with them. LeBron and Luka are on the same page, but everybody else that is clearly not in this motherfucking circle that thinks they're in this circle is out here saying stuff, and then LeBron and Luka are like, yeah, no, we're here.
Well, it's the same way LeBron went back home to Ohio, and obviously he has
was practicing at the Cleveland facility, and then he's not allowed to practice.
He has the keys to the Cleveland Stadium. Come on now, and he's in there because he went back to his home, and he was
how many years do you think he's actually done it? This is the first time that they reported it. Think about that.
He said he does it every offseason.
Yeah, every offseason is there. Well, LeBron's at Cleveland. He must want out of LA. This is every year thing.
He even came out and said, I do this every offseason. I come back. That's home.
Even D. Wade on his own podcast even used to say back in my day, LeBron used to go back home to Cleveland, and he was in the Cleveland facility working out. You're not going to tell LeBron no to coming into the Cleveland facility. Like, that's his facility. That's his arena. Like, you're not telling
I just think it's crazy how much people run. Like the media the media can just say whatever they want, and the people just got to run with it. And
we're at a point now. And I'm always going to say mainstream sports media because that's really what it is. Because everybody's got their own opinion now. Like, again, there are people out there that do the clickbait shit. We don't do that over here. But it's just like, I don't understand why. It's like, whatever I want to get views over here, and then you wonder why your show flopped. Like, think about what ESPN did. They had to literally let go of shows because, like, it didn't work. Like, it was bullshit narrative, and there was no sources to back it up. And like I said, like you just said, there's going to be a lot of people out of a goddamn job when LeBron James hangs up his jersey and he's gone. Because who are you really going to talk about? Who are you going to talk about in the league? There's nobody of that magnitude in the league. Like, obviously there's your Lucas, your Cooper Flags, your and whatnot, your Ants and SGAs, but they're not on that magnitude. They're just not there. And I don't think you'll ever have another athlete there.
I mean, I think there's potential that, the next face of the league obviously could be
Cooper Flag.
It could be Ant. It could be Cooper Flag. Could be Victor Wembanyama.
Well, you have to
understand.
I would honestly say that the league is now trying to focus the league more on Cooper Flag. Well, they've tried it with these other guys.
He's American. This sounds horrible, but he's American made.
Yes.
And
literally American made from Maine.
he's American. Like Wembanyama, he's not. Luka, he's not.
SGA, Canadian, he's not.
SGA, he's not. And then they try a little bit of job, but he wants to be a gangster. Then Ant, well, don't be the face of the league, but he's kind of
Zion.
Ant's the closest thing because he gives a little bit of Jordan vibes, but he's also not this 6'8", 230 pure ripped that looks like LeBron.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't have the mama mentality though either.
LeBron even said,
but it's also hard to say that Draw's not either because Draw's new shoe dropped.
That shit's fire, dude.
10 minutes.
That new shoe was fire.
Sold out in
that
10
shit,
minutes.
That shit was
again,
fire.
I think we're going to a more
It goes back to the thing we've talked about previously. Is there really that star of stars anymore? There is, but it's not to the magnitude of guy.
The NBA is flopping is what I'm getting at. We have multiple big stars. You don't have the comet. LeBron James is a comet. Jordan was a comet. Shaq, Kobe, Wilt, all these, Larry Bird was all a comet. You were attracted to them. You have these little stars that you need to try to shine.
Everybody's
going
to
get the bright.
Yeah.
You need to shine the light on all of them.
Yeah.
And the NBA is really just wanting one guy. And the NFL,
it's almost like the WNBA. They're trying to. We got stars here when you have Caitlin Clark.
You have the comment.
You have the comment, but we're not using. We're not trying to up. We're trying to. We have a star here. We have a star here.
And uplift Caitlin Clark.
That's more and then not shitting on the W, but in comparison, you have a comment in Caitlin Clark, but everyone's like, well, there's Paige, or there's Angel Reese, or there's Sabrina, Brianna. No, just ride this one, and the rest of you are going to eat off of this one. And the NBA, like you said, is not trying to eat off this one no more. It's everybody, and it's
the NBA needs to be open to eating off of, in your terms, eating off of everybody. Eat off Ant, eat off Luka, eat off Victor Wembanyama, eat off SGA. In Jaw when he's not in trouble. And Cooper Flag if he can turn into what we think he can be, because you don't really have the all stars. I think for me personally, as an NBA fan, Luka's that closest thing to that star of be all. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I'm gonna end this on the basketball talk. All I know is Luka and the way he looks. Oh boy, I just feel like Luka is about to come in and just just tear some shit.
I mean, everybody talks about going scorched earth. I think Luka's got to go scorched earth, and you can see potentially in an MVP. Before we move off the NBA talk, Trae Young and the Hawks. The Hawks have not offered him a max contract.
Yeah, no contract decisions have been offered to Trae Young, and honestly, it's a little surprising. But at the end of the day, he's also been the talk of trade talks for what you could think the last 2 years off the top of your head. Last 2 years.
But when you think of the Atlanta Hawks,
you think of Trae.
It's
ice Trae, baby. It's ice Trae all day long.
He's Baby Curry. Like
he really is.
He's probably the closest thing play style wise that you have to Curry.
But he also has double assists too. Like he lets it fly like Curry, but he's also he gives
you a lot more point guard ability.
Point guard vibes. Last thing before we end the NBA talk, the NBA will play 6 NBA games overseas. Looks like the NBA is trying to expand the brand. What are your thoughts on going overseas now?
I think that was the team that the commissioner wants is the Real Madrid EuroLeague team that he would like to try to add. I don't know logistically how that would quite work out.
Yeah, because according to this,
it would be more interesting. I don't think they could add NFL couldn't add a team overseas across the pond. Like a Canadian team, sure. A Mexico team, maybe for both leagues. But it would be quite interesting if we took, I don't know, the top. I know it's Real Madrid and a couple other top leagues over in the EuroLeague, and put them in maybe our All-Star game or put them in our our mid-season tournament.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Put them in that.
Yeah,
that would definitely talk about spicing that portion of the All-Star game or the mid-season tournament.
Adam Silver, listen over here, man.
So instead of having the NBA having the NBA teams go at it, you have the NBA teams go against the Euro team, and you can choose NBA rules or Euro rules. I feel like it should probably be the NBA rules.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be a great way to continue broadening the brand.
Yep, absolutely. So that's the talk on the NBA that we got. Like I said, NBA not long ways away. We're looking about October, but we're looking towards.
But we're chasing down football.
We're chasing down football, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So, right off rip, we're going to start out spicy things. It really wasn't. It's really not news. He's not wrong, but it was a shock. The NFL commissioner Roger Goodell doesn't consider the NBA to be competition to the NFL, which he's not wrong.
Or baseball.
I was getting there. Not baseball. He says we in the NFL are not competing with the NBA or the MLB. Our competition is Apple and Google. You're not wrong. When you think about football is the all-be-all sport. It is. It really is. For me, it's football, then basketball. Baseball, playoff time. And if that's not on, maybe hockey when it's going on, see what's tuning in, that's really about it. But he's not wrong. People took the comments some way, but I don't think it was necessarily trying to fire shots. He was just saying, we don't focus that direction. The NBA they come after the NFL, but they were trying to figure out how to get their ratings up when football was going during certain times.
You don't hear the NFL worrying about ratings, and you hear the NBA starting to scramble and worrying about their ratings, falling a little bit, and the NBA's also kind of had some contracts or some TV rights kind of revoked. They voided them because of viewership kind of falling. So NFL's not in a competition with anybody.
And this is why Disney is buying the NFL Network, and the NFL is getting a 10% stake into ESPN. So pretty much basically saying now the NFL can take their name, the Red Zone, and now there's a possibility we could get a Red Zone in college football. What do you that's something that is a possibility now. I don't know how a lot of people would feel about that one, but it's a possibility.
Well, I've never had the Red Zone. I don't. I like the highlights. I get the.
You can turn on your phone and see the highlights. It's a money grab.
It is a money grab.
It's a money grab.
But it's the right direction for ESPN and the NFL to kind of go in the same direction, and it's kind of a smart move for the NFL to try to start buy into TV.
Yeah.
Because the money's obviously there, and and people watch TV. People watch the game. You get the viewership. You get the ads. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a way to kind of make more money for the NFL. All of the owners make more money. All of the league. All of the players.
Absolutely.
But honestly, though, there's so much college football games. And you don't get all the touchdowns, you don't get all the big plays. So going that route and adding that to
could be a very
NFL
big
red zone would be huge.
Be huge, especially for everyone that maybe can't get the game. Then you can get that game to a degree. So that'd be very interesting.
I hope because everybody has subscriptions. Like you have Hulu, you have Disney, you have Netflix, YouTube TV. You have all these subscriptions. I just hope that this kind of keep things. ESPN Plus is coming out even a bigger ordeal. I hope they keep these subscriptions manageable for your everyday folk versus trying to make it like $60 a month to have ESPN Plus or NFL Red Zone, making it an outrageous amount of money a month to subscribe.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that. It's a lot of money to be put out there. So. Other talk, Jordan Addison. If you guys don't remember, Jordan Addison was involved in basically a DUI situation.
Yeah, so the NFL suspended the Vikings wide receiver for 3 games of the 2025 regular season for substance abuse policy.
Get it?
So he'll miss the Bears, Falcons, and Bengals game.
Cost him basically $5 million of his salary in totality that he had to void over guaranteed money. Bonuses, and then obviously money he had to pay out as well. So
Addison got 3.
Addison got 3.
And the next big hammer, especially as us as Chiefs fans,
I need done. I don't know where's it at. The Rashid Rice.
But Addison had to fall first.
Yeah,
he had to fall first.
Did he though?
He did because Addison's happened first. And then Rice happened second. Addison got settled in court. Now Rice got settled very shortly after in court.
That's
fair.
So
the NFL had to handle as it comes to the chain. Handle Addison. He got 3. So there's some people out there that think that Rice is just going to get the sledgehammer, the guillotine.
What, 6 to 10 games? That's completely false.
6 to 10 games. I'm damn, that.
If he got 6, you're appealing and it's going down.
Down to
4. So. If you want to say, people out there, if you want to say 6 is the high end, great. But Addison got 3.
So what does Rice get, in your opinion? So Addison, I think we all kind of 5.
I would go 4. If Addison got 3 and his was just as bad, take out the car wreck, so I'll add an extra game for the
But some people say that Rice's is worse because there's video.
No. The DUI is worse because you were under the influence. That's worse.
There's no video. That's what everybody's saying is going off of. Is he's getting 6 to 10 because there's a video of it.
Well, because there's a video that changes your perspective. No, it does not change my perspective. Addison was just as bad, and his could have been even worse. When you think about it,
potentially,
it could have been worse. He could have killed himself. He could have killed him. With Rashid Rice, yes. Did he flee the scene? Yes. Did he cause a major accident? Yes. But he also came back. He owned up to it. And he did it. I'm not shitting on Addison. He had to own up to his too. He's lost. Rashid Rice lost a lot of shit too. This is a rookie at the time when this basically went down. Well, going into sophomore year, going into second. So no, I'm going to right off the rip 4 games, and I don't think it's going to be any more. But if you want to say 6, it's just going to be 4 anyway because we're going to appeal, and it's going to be 4. 4 games minimum.
I see.
I don't see, because if Addison's 3, and I look at the DUI as worse. Because Rashid Rice was just speeding on a highway that involved an accident. It caused a collision. Nobody was hurt. Well, there were some minor injuries. But
he's also taking care of that. He's
paid for it.
Has to pay.
Addison's, again, DUI. So, be smart. Understand what a DUI means. I was under the influence. I did shit I shouldn't have been doing. Again, so I look at the DUI as worse. So
technically they found
marijuana in his friend's car, but
in the vehicle that was rented in Rice's name.
4 games for Rice. And I know we've had discussions about this. After seeing Addison's everything, it's 4 games for Rice. Now, if it's 3, I'm not going to argue with 3 either, baby. I'm not.
I don't.
But I guess
I think it's still 3.
Why are we like preseason's going like? Why do you think the NFL hasn't came out with Rice's?
Well, it just came out with Addison's.
That's fair.
So I feel like in the next
next week,
we'll probably get Rasheed Rice's.
I know I've seen things like Hunt, the owners came out to the NFL like, can we get the...
Well, I don't know why it's taking so long. I mean, you had all the information, and they're like, well, we're going to the court. Court came out
and said, go ahead and handle your business.
So I don't know why it's taking so long with Addison's or Rice's. But I feel like probably in the next week, we'll find out Rice's suspension and
absolutely
then move on from there. And honestly, like, I know that the Vikings were preparing probably 3 to 5 games, and the Chiefs are probably preparing 3 to 6 games without Rice.
Yeah. So that is that talk right there. Moving on to the Cowboys situation here, we've talked about. I don't know if we've talked about much, but we've had conversations about the Jerry Jones, Micah Parsons thing, and we found that there's been some shady, I guess you can say shady shit by Jerry Jones, trying to go behind the backs of the agent, trying to go to the players, try to get handshakes, get you to take less money. Tried doing that with Micah Parsons, and Micah's like, send it to my agent. Like, I don't deal with it. My agent's over there.
Paying him for a reason.
So I'm paying him a percentage of my salary for a reason. And listen, this is what Jerry Jones said about it. He goes, I bought the Cowboys with a handshake. It took about 30 seconds. Micah Parsons and the Cowboys have had a contract in writing, yet still talking about renegotiating it. So much for that. Like, Jerry Jones is out here just spitballing clickbait bullshit.
The thing is Jerry saw the dinosaurs, okay? Dude's old. Like, back in the day, like, yes, a handshake meant something.
The handshake don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing, especially in this day and age. Especially when you're talking millions upon millions and billions of dollars. Like, it don't mean much until it's in writing. Everything has to be in writing. And the fact that multiple former players came out and said, "Yeah, Jerry has tried to go around the agent and just try to talk one-on-one with the player," because obviously Jerry's a very smart guy. He knows how to finagle the system, and if I can get some words in there that can avoid a contract or make you feel like you need to take less because of this or that, then why not? So, like, savvy businessman that he is,
yeah.
and we can't knock him for it, but also, like, that's some sketchy shit.
But you're getting mad.
To get upset because you're getting called out on it is kind of...
Now, I guess the question becomes is the relationship fractured? Like, if you're Jerry Jones, I'm Micah Parsons, I feel like the relationship's fractured. You give me the money I want. Is the relationship, do you think, fixed? Or do you think, like, the relationship's so fractured, he's out?
Look, like, if the Browns were able to fix the relationship with Myles Garrett, and that's the Cleveland Browns, and I'm Myles Garrett, the star on my helmet, I think you can pay me more than Myles Garrett, and I think that might fix my feelings.
Okay, that's fair.
Because money fixes all at the end of the day.
Now, I want to talk about one more thing about Micah Parsons. So, Aaron Donald basically came out on social media and said that if the Rams are able to trade for Micah Parsons, he will unretire. That was out on Twitter. Micah Parsons saw that and immediately tagged his agent and said, let's get to work. Boy,
make it happen. Make it happen. You sent me that as soon as I saw it, I was like, make it happen.
Oh, that Rams defense would be scary as a motherfucker.
I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, die hard, through and through, but boy, I'll tell you what, I'm tuning into every LA game. I'm watching LA hard. You got my boy Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams in the backfield with fucking Micah on defense with Aaron Donald. Shit. He was like, boy, looks like a football shit. I'm watching, I'm tuning in, because honestly, you might be getting a Rams versus Chiefs Super Bowl if that happens.
My God, that would be crazy if the Rams...
Why not? Fuck them picks, right? We already said
fuck. We've already said...
Go ahead and make it happen and pay the man, because the Rams defense is young. They're not paying nobody.
No.
So you might as well go ahead and give up 2 firsts, 2 twos, get Micah, pay him.
And Darnold's already on the paybooks. You just bring him back in, you fix a little bit of it, there you go. Like, it is what it is. I'd be scared of his
I just know in the Super Bowl career, everybody eat his Wheaties, dog. Because Aaron Donald was coming. Boy, Josh Simmons, he thought Crusoe was hard to stop. Aaron Donald, And fucking Michael Parker.
I just know when that came out, Rams fans are probably sitting there saying the same thing you said. Fuck them pigs, dude. Make it happen. Go get them.
What's one more? You're fuck them pigs and get another ring.
Pretty much.
With Matthew Stafford?
Yep, Matthew Stafford. So, that is that news right now. So, I want to... This is going to be me shooting names at Brandon, and he's going to...
Before we get completely on what you want...
Okay.
Some unfortunate news for the Chargers. They
Yes.
signed their left tackle... Rashawn Slater to a 4-year, $113 million extension last month just for him to blow out his tendon.
Yep. And then you got people out here saying, man, the Chiefs are so lucky. What does that have to do with the Chiefs?
Honestly,
what does that have to do with the Chiefs, man?
I didn't even have the Chargers taking second place over the Broncos in our division, so I'm not really sure how a Chargers left tackle going down benefits us.
I don't know.
It's more unfortunate because
keep our name out your motherfucking mouth.
That's kind of where I'm at. I much prefer the Chargers to be healthy. I don't ever wish anybody ramping up for the season to get hurt. You get hurt during the season.
I will have to say though that the injuries during training camp / preseason are up there, man.
Well, you notice there's always certain teams that always seems to stack these injuries, and I don't know if it's necessarily. The players aren't taking care of themselves in the off season,
if you're not conditioning properly, staying hydrated, stretching,
how the OTAs, training camp, and mini camp is. But always seems to be certain teams always are stacking up injuries.
Yes. Before we get to the next part that I want to talk about, we got to talk about the smelling salts.
Yes,
smelling salts, my guy.
So it came out. There was a dispute, confusion surrounding a league memo sent to the clubs on Tuesday.
Yes.
NFL players will still be able to whiff smelling salts during games this season as long as the players provide it.
So 49er fans, you can breathe. George Kittle's not going to retire.
Yes. So for me, I feel like it's kind of weird. I feel like it's weird.
This is a weird thing.
The players can provide it, but the club.
But technically, isn't the league provided because you're holding it for me on the sidelines?
They're not allowed to buy the product, but they're will.
But they're going to be handing you the product.
But I can't supply it. I'll help you use it, but I can't supply it.
And this is all stemming from the FDA handing something to the NFL last year about supposedly smelling salts masking concussions. What?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Boy, if I get knocked the fuck out, the smelling salts waking me the fuck up.
but that's because it's kind of helping Matt. Smelling salts, nobody's ever tried smelling salts. I mean, it gives you kind of a jolt. I don't know if it's some kind of endorphin that kind of that clouds the brain or what it really does, what it does concussion-wise, but it wakes you up, and a lot of players use that to kind of get the little jolt energy. A lot of weightlifters, they use it too to kind of get that bump.
Yeah.
And
that's what George Kittle used for. That's why George Kittle was so straight. He's like, I use it every other play, to get
every other
drive, and he was distraught. And so the NFL cleaned up the memo. So smelling salts are not banned; they're banned by the organizations, but not the players. So
it's the league banned it. The club is not allowed to provide it, but the players can provide it for themselves.
I just know George Kittle about to spend a lot of money on smelling salts.
Those smelling salts aren't overly expensive. I think these millionaires can afford it.
Yeah, that's fair. So that memo was cleaned up. One other thing that is happening today in the preseason, Shedeur Sanders is getting the preseason start.
Yes.
Now, the conversation around that is you got mainstream feeling like that the Browns are setting Shedeur up to fail.
I don't think they're really setting him up to fail. I mean, it's a preseason game. He's getting the start only because Kenny Pickett's out, Gabriel's out, because they're both...
And you're not playing Joe Flacco.
And you're not playing your starting quarterback in Joe Flacco, who, again, is in his 40s. And they signed Tyler Huntley.
He's a Pro Bowler, baby.
Who's technically a Pro Bowler, so it really just kind of makes the Pro Bowl kind of a joke. But he's going to get the start, and he's going to play with some ones, but predominantly 2s and 3s, and honestly...
I hope he balls out.
But if he balls out, well, that was just against 2s and 3s.
And that's... You're going to find out when you guys see this episode. Obviously, the game is today at 6 p.m., probably 7 p.m. Eastern time, depending on if I said that right or not. you're going to find the line very quickly of who's on which side of the line when it comes to Shedeur Sanders.
Well, yeah,
very quickly.
You're going to find out who's really like here to see if he can be an NFL quarterback and see like if he can be the franchise guy versus someone that just hates the Sanders.
Yeah. Then you're going to find out very quickly. And it won't take long to smell that.
Because, like, honestly, like, if he looks good, then I'm personally going to be like, okay, like, he came, like, he is what I thought he could be.
Considering that when you think about in training camp and camp, he has not gotten any practice really with the ones or the twos. He's been mostly with a lot of the backup. He hasn't gotten a lot of that time. And let's not forget either Shedeur Sanders is also dealing with a little bit of shoulder soreness. I believe it is. But, yeah, he's not using that. He's ready to go out and ball. And he's ready. I hope he performs well. I'm rooting for the man.
I just know like that's going to have the most leads.
It is absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. Let's get into the part that I want to talk about. So now we're going to get to the part where I'm going to ask Brandon. These are the guys that are up for the NFL Hall of Fame class of 2026. These are first ballot guys, not the guys that are complete on the list that are going for second, third, whatever. These are first ballot. So I'm going to ask Brandon. He's going to say yes or no. We need to understand this is the NFL Hall of Fame. You got to think about guys that are in there as well.
Yes,
I know you know that.
It's not my Hall of Fame or baseball Hall of Fame. It's baseball Hall of Fame.
So,
they're kind of the same.
First name out the gate, Drew Brees.
No.
Okay, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP.
That's great. I mean, he did beat Peyton Manning, who is a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Great career, but first ballot, no, not on first try. He is
a former NFL record holder for passing yards and touchdowns.
He is yes, Hall of Famer, yes. First time, no.
No, okay. That's what we're clarifying. This is Brandon telling you if he's
going to let you know, like, if he will be a Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer, but he should not be on the first try.
Okay. Larry Fitzgerald, 11-time Pro Bowler, second all-time in NFL receiving yards.
He has more tackles than drops, dog. Yes. If Megatron got on first try, which obviously otherworldly, but very like 6-8. It's like a very it was like 6-8 year 6-year career.
You would almost say Larry Fitzgerald is one of the greatest wide receivers ever played this game, right? Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
He's top 8.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Not 8, maybe more like 6. So yes, first try.
Next guy up, 11-time Pro Bowler, one of the most prolific tight ends in NFL history, Jason Witten.
No. Maybe not ever.
Maybe like third, maybe fourth try.
Honestly, just disappeared.
Frank Gore, third all-time in NFL rushing yards. Okay.
Not first try, but I think he will probably eventually get in.
8-time Pro Bowler with over 63,000 career passing yards, Phillip Rivers.
No. And never should be. Never should be. He was no.
Now this one's gonna get interesting. 3-time Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP, Julian Edelman.
No.
Is it more just because the stats don't align, right? When you think about wide receivers,
he just doesn't. He's a wide receiver, and he just. I do think he will sneak in, but I don't think he should be.
Yeah, this one I think is going to be a yes. I do. Legendary coach, 6 Super Bowl wins, Bill Belichick as a coach. Right? He's got to get in, right?
I think.
You like to think so. He's not going to show up.
I mean, he probably will show up. I mean, yes. It's a yes, but it's also kind of funny because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame and then eventually be back in the NFL as a Hall of Fame head coach. So
next guy up, Pouncey, one of the Pouncey twins, 9-time Pro Bowl. LaShawn McCoy.
No, never.
Greg Olsen.
No.
Alex Smith.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
Linebacker, longtime Carolina Panther, Thomas Davis.
Not first try.
Not first try? Des Bryant. Okay.
Des Bryant should never even sniff the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He was a solid wide receiver. Maybe he was considered maybe the best at one point for a year, but no.
Now I think this one's going to be possibly 3-time Super Bowl champion, one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Stephen Gronkowski.
Yes.
Put
him in there. First try, get the kickers in there.
And then Geno Atkins, longtime interior pass rusher.
I think not first try, but he will get in around maybe third try.
Sean Lee. Cowboys linebacker.
No.
Now this one's a tough one. 3-time Pro Bowler, 2015 Rookie of the Year, 2017 Offensive Player of the Year, cut short because of injury. Todd Gurley. I mean, it took years for people to pass into some stats, but
he still hasn't been passed and scored touchdowns.
But
no.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
those are the first time guys that are up for the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame. So I'll be very curious to see who really gets it. So anywhere between 4 and 6 of those guys are going to get it on the first ballot, and I'll be very curious to see, potentially who gets in from that first ballot. Plus, you have like your guys like Eli Manning that probably going to get in on this.
Should get in over Drew Brees.
Okay. Let us know what you guys think of those guys that we listen. Who do you think is going to get in? Drop the comment down below and let us know what you think about if you agree or disagree with Brandon. Brandon would love to know.
You have your opinion and be wrong.
That's his thing right there. Moving in off of that, we got we're gonna go right into top 5 head coaches on the hot seat. Who are some guys that we got on the hot seat?
So not necessarily in any specific order.
Yeah, not in order. Let's just go. Let's
try to talk through this and see what we kind of ended up with.
Right off rip, I think Mike McDaniels, head coach Miami Dolphins. I think he's got to be somewhat on the hot seat, right?
I don't necessarily he is maybe a little bit of a hot seat.
Maybe if you were putting him in order lower on the list versus higher on the list.
Maybe, but I have something quite similar with the Bills.
Oh, Sean McDermott.
I think he is on the hot seat to. I would say get to the Super Bowl, but I would say beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, and I think that locks his job in for another year. But I think Sean McDermott, and I think the Bills fans are getting kind of fatigued with him. So I would say personally for me it would be Sean McDermott. I think Miami. That's kind of set up for a hot seat for me personally because get back to the playoffs, and I think he's golden.
That's fair.
Wild card round.
Now, I'm not saying this one's on the hot seat, but is a name I'm going to throw out there just because of just expectations and not gotten the job done. Jim Harbaugh, Baltimore Ravens head coach.
No.
Is that?
I don't. Why?
I mean, the expectations that you've had over the last 3 to 4 years, and you've fallen apart in the playoffs.
I disagree. I'm
not saying it's in there. I'm just as a name I was throwing out.
But is that somebody you think's on the hot seat?
Think about Sean McDermott. The same thing.
Right.
Expectations. Defensive-minded guy as well.
Yeah, but Harbaugh's been there forever.
He has.
Kind of like a Mike Tomlin. Been there forever. I just really disagree. But it's funny that you bring up Harbaugh because I have his brother on the Chargers.
Already on the hot seat?
Already on the hot seat if they don't make the playoffs. I'm not saying he gets fired this year, but if they don't make the playoffs, that seat's flaming because everybody already has them potentially winning our division. They're taking that leap.
Oh yeah,
I think that seat gets very hot.
What about Sean Payton then? Sean Payton's got to be kind of close there too, right?
No,
not
even close. They had a great year last year, and that defense they have with Bo Nix, I think they're going to have it. They're going to be. They're going to be
is Sean Payton's hot seat more like you say, 2-3 years down the road,
or man, it's I don't know. I have to see what they look like this year, but that seat's so cold, dude. He's getting frostbite.
Okay. What about the Bengals head coach?
Oh, that's some hot seat. That's play. It's hard to get playoffs. But yes, that's a hot seat for me.
I think Taylor, I think his name is.
Something like that. It's a hot seat.
It's got to be a very big hot seat.
So is the Bengals for you? Do they have to make a deep playoff run or?
No, I think it's playoffs. What would you? Well, is it playoffs or is it you were 9-8 last year?
It's Zach Taylor, by the way.
Zach Taylor. So I had Zach Taylor. So it's you were 9-8, you were third in the division. So I guess it becomes you haven't made the playoffs in 3 years. So it's
if they miss the playoffs, you gone?
I would like to say so.
Yeah,
you have to be gone. You've been there, you've made it. You've been to 2 NFC Championship games. You've been to a Super Bowl, and then you fell off hard as fuck. like hard as fuck. You can approach that to injuries. You could point to the organization, but at the end of the day, you got to make do with what you got. And this year, it's another one of those make do with what you got because it's all on the offensive side of the ball. So it's like, get it done.
I got Brian Daboll.
Ooh, okay.
I know they they drafted their rookie, and I think he's going to kind of get a pass this year. Like, no matter how the season really turns out, as long as the overall rosters look like it's improved, I think he will get a pass and be back next year whether the Giants fans want him or not. But I think he'll get a pass.
I think his hot seat.
But he's for me, he's on the hot seat. But like the quarterback position is weird. Like you got Jameis Winston, you brought in Russell Wilson, but then you drafted a guy and he's like probably the third on the depth chart. We'll see at some point. But to me, he's up really on the hot seat. The roster overall needs to look better. But he's on the hot seat for me.
It's not I don't want to say it's a hot seat, but it's just the way how the organization went about handling this head coaching way that they went about Mike Vrabel in the Patriots. Like the Bill Belichick successor, you said all that crap. Mike Vrabel comes on and says, "I want to be the Patriots head coach." Robert Kraft says, "Well, you're fired and you're in." Like, in the hot seat of like. You are 4-13. Like, what do you need to be?
Can a first-time head coach with a team really be on a hot seat?
I'm just more saying, spitballing of like.
I think the expectations is probably a little bit.
It's got to be better,
But like 6-8 wins is probably like the expectation. 7 wins, I guess. Cut that in the middle.
Okay.
That doesn't
what about the Cleveland's head coach? Stefanski, I think is.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think they.
You've been there since the Baker days.
I don't even know if they really even know. It's kind of like the Giants kind of situation with Daboll. Like you brought back Joe Flacco, that you've had. You traded or signed Kenny Pickett, and then you drafted 2 quarterbacks. If the roster seems like it's getting better, I think he probably stays. But you don't have a quarterback, so it's hard to evaluate your head coach without a quarterback. So I don't know necessarily. I mean, I think he probably gets fired because they're not going to look good, so they'll get fired to go a different direction. But like the whole organization is in shambles. Like you drafted 2 rookies, you brought in Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. I think it's kind of in shambles.
That's fair. So those are kind of the coaches that we got. That kind of we threw out some names. We've also given big names.
Yeah.
Is there something else you wanted to add?
I was kind of thinking. I think
The Falcons head coach? Is he on somewhat of a steaming hot seat as well?
I think as a second year, I don't necessarily think so. For me though, I think there's not you want to type of a hot seat. I think the Jaguars head coach, Liam Cohen. I probably butchered that a little bit. He is a first-time head coach for the Jags. But I think there is a lot of pressure on him to perform.
What about the Colts?
Oh yeah,
that's got to be hot.
I mean that seat's already hot.
Entering
the season, it's already hot. Like a lot of these people that we've said that the seat's not hot, but if they don't perform up to expectations, it becomes hot. And
I'm not saying this.
The Colts head coach is sitting on a hot seat.
Yeah.
Let alone the GM is as well.
Yeah. What is the expectations for again? Back as the head coach in our division, AFC West, Pete Carroll. Coming in trying to take over that Raiders organization after some, I guess, I don't even know what you want to call these last head coaches have been, players of one of these guys to stay.
They're going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be.
I think they're going to be fun to watch. They're going to be scrappy.
Pete Carroll
he brings an attitude. You're going to get a Vegas Seahawk vibe.
That's fair. Let us know your guys' top 5 head coaches you think are on the hot seat or, kind of fizzing around there. Let's move on to top 5 quarterbacks with the most to prove. Now, do we want to go by division or do we just want to say in general 5 quarterbacks that got some shit overall? So, right off rip, Trevor Lawrence. Right off motherfucking rip. Has to be, to a degree, again, he is a paid man. He's got a contract. But it's like... You the one playoff win you had, dude, you threw like 1,400 interceptions. It felt like I think he threw, 4 or 5 interceptions in that game. So it's like, my guy, you were supposed to be this generational talent, and it's like, I have to see it this year. Like, again, I know he's paid, so you may think, well, what do I have to prove? I'm paid. I'm one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Shouldn't be, but you are. I would say Trevor Lawrence is number 1. Like, has to be number 1. In my opinion.
Dak Prescott.
Highest paid quarterback in the league, yeah. Like,
I think Dak Prescott, with the weapons that he has with CD, and then they went and got the wide receiver from the Steelers.
Pickens.
George Pickens. I think he's on a very much hot seat to get it done. To win the division and make a deep play. To get at least to the divisional round. Give me something. I think for me, I got Dak Prescott. Another person I have on a hot seat is Tua.
I agree.
Tua, not a hot seat, but the most, most approved. I think
I have Tua number 4 on mine. No, on that most approved. I need you to stay healthy, and I need you to be able to lead a team in victory in some cold weather. Like, you can't win in cold. Like, that's going to be hard.
I just need him to stay healthy and get the Dolphins back to the playoffs.
Yes.
And whether it's cold or not, I need to see him taking that next step and be more of that leader, more of that vocal guy, and rallying, his guys offensively.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Like, you had it, again, your one playoff game was against Trevor Lawrence, who tried to give you the game. You had the game, and then you threw the game. So it's like, you put up great numbers in the regular season. Philip Rivers 2.0 is basically what we like to...
That's what he started to kind of look like a little bit.
Like, and again, like you said, Harbaugh, you're putting that on Justin Herbert. Dude, we need to, like, we know Herbert's talent. Like, he puts up big numbers. He can make... But it's like, dude, like, got to get your team there, man. Like, you got to be able to... Bryce Young. So, okay. I have Bryce Young at number 5, but I also have him included with Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, and Justin Fields are my number 5. Those 3 guys, I think. And you can throw Caleb Williams in there if you want at that number 5 slot.
Well, I wasn't quite there yet, but for me, Bryce Young, he kind of got benched and then came back against our Chiefs after getting benched, and then he popped off, and then he looked really good towards the end
of the year.
He finished strong, so to me, he needs to have another solid campaign, or honestly, the Panthers are probably looking to move on. I do have Caleb Williams as a big QB to watch. It has a lot to show because, again, he landed in the best situation with talent around him wise, and then they locked up that O-line. They went and got the OC from the Lions as the head coach.
Yeah.
And so to me, he has the most. To me, he's like the guy outside of probably like Trevor Lawrence that I need to see something from. But then I got Justin Fields.
That's fair. And another guy I have is Kyler Murray. Is it time to put this shit together and right? Like
it's kind of hard. I feel like the Cardinals are kind of happy with Kyler Murray, and there's been some up and downs. He's been hurt, kind of been healthy, trying to build out the roster, different head coaches. But I think it's time to get a full season of Kyler Murray with the weapons, and like to see what you kind of really can get with a Marvin Harrison Jr. in his second year in the league.
Absolutely. So those are our quarterbacks that we got right there.
Is there any pressure at all? Again, like I'm not picking on this fan base, but it seems like we do. But on Joe Burrow, like you've missed the playoffs. What, 3 straight years? 3 straight years now. Is there any pressure on him? Obviously not in the job. Obviously he's an NFL caliber quarterback.
He technically was an MVP candidate last year.
Right. So he has all this. I'm not questioning any of that. But like, is there any pressure on him to get like what happens if they don't get to the playoffs? What then turns the narrative?
Then you start to have that narrative like that he's not an elite quarterback, that he's not in the echelons of the.
He is like a kind of like a Drew Brees, if you take away the Super Bowl, a Philip Rivers kind of guy.
You start to, and it's not knocking him, but you start to really think like, damn, are you just another? even though he got to the Super Bowl, people are going to start looking like, damn, are you like a Carson Palmer? Are you just that
Carson
guy?
Wentz?
Carson, Wentz. Where you peaked and then it just never,
I mean, it's always kind of hard. It's really hard to evaluate Joe Burrow when you have so much
talent
around you.
Yeah, he's always had
skill
talent
position
around him.
wise.
He's always had talent.
When he popped off at LSU,
talent
had Cheddar, Jamar, and down in the league, you got T, you got Jamar. So it's kind of hard to evaluate a quarterback when you have so much talent around.
So we're going to go down the AFC East, and you're going to tell me. So you got Josh Allen, Tua, Fields, Drake May. Who's under the most pressure in that division?
Well, I think it's Tua.
It's Tua? Okay. So then the AFC North. Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers. Pick whoever you want in Cleveland, and then Joe Burrow.
Honestly, I think it's Aaron Rodgers, but I think it's because of it's a little bit combination of like Rodgers and Mike Tomlin both have a lot more pressure out of everybody in that those teams to have a little bit of a run. I think Mike Tomlin needs a little bit more of a run to kind of quiet some of the narrative of trying to move on.
In the AFC South, you got C.J. Stroud. We're gonna go Anthony Richardson, Trevor Lawrence, and then Cam Ward.
It's really funny because obviously when we said Trevor Lawrence, but for me though it's C.J. Stroud. I need C.J. Stroud for me.
Great rookie year, sluggish sophomore year,
slump, and then I need to see the bounce back.
I
need that bounce back. Trevor Lawrence, I already think he's ass. And I need to see him not be ass. AR, look, honestly, he's already hurt, and so for me, it's C.J. Stroud. I need to see him take that next step out of the sophomore slump and start shining again.
And in the AFC West, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Geno Smith.
I don't think there's any pressure on Geno. We already know what Geno is, and so for me, it really is Justin Herbert. I think Patrick Mahomes. Honestly, actually, I think Herbert. We already kind of said Herbert, so I'm going to stick with the Herbert. But like, Mahomes has his weapons. The O-line is what it is. If Mahomes doesn't look MVP-ish, there might be some questions. Is he really like a step above everybody?
Okay. And then NFC East, you got Jalen Hurts, Jalen Daniels, Dak, and we're going to say Russell Wilson for the Giants.
No, it's Dak.
It's Dak, 100%.
I mean, because like Jalen Daniels, like it's going to be a sophomore slump. It's going to be there. The Giants will Giants. Hurts has been consistent. And so really, it's Dak. Can you uplift a team at any point in your career?
Yeah.
Or are you turning them 2.0?
And that's a conversation to be had that we'll have at a later time.
If you don't think I'm right, look up their stats.
First 9 seasons, they're damn near identical. They're identical. Now we go to the NFC North. Jared Goff, J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams.
J.J. McCarthy. They fucked up. They should have kept Sam Darnold there with Minnesota, and they didn't. You're choosing a guy.
Even Justin Jefferson even came out and said, "You guys are gonna have to be patient." He's even been very vocal.
Well, I mean, he is really a rookie. You're not giving him Mahomes 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns.
So what you're telling me is Minnesota fans don't need to be expecting 14-3.
I'm saying you pretty much have the exact same roster, so you should be expecting 14-3. You should be expecting to win the division and for almost a first round bye potentially, because you had Sam Darnold, and what your organization told you is this guy we drafted is just as good, if not better. So I'm not expecting anything less than double-digit wins in a playoff berth.
That's fair. So
step back maybe just a touch.
Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix Jr., Bryce Young, and whoever the fuck you want as the Saints quarterback. Whoever the fuck that is.
Honestly, I think we need to fly down to New Orleans and try out for the Saints for the QB. I can hand it off to fucking Kamara and toss a little out routes.
But
for me,
is it Penix? Or is it? Are you sticking with Bryce Young as your?
It's Bryce Young.
It's still Bryce Young.
Penix, we don't really know what he can be. He came in very late. And for me, it's Bryce Young. We saw the rookie year trash, the half the year trash, and then 6 weeks. Just do.
Now this is the division where I'm curious to see where you pick, because this one's I don't know. NFC West. Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, Kyler Murray, or Brock Purdy.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy.
Pressure.
Out of that division, I think it's Brock Purdy to get back to 2 years ago. Brock Purdy. Obviously, he could be another year removed from the elbow surgery that he had, and there's less drama around the wide receiver position. Obviously, they moved off of Debo this year.
Yep.
So I think the most pressure out of that division to obviously get back to, like, not the promised land, but get back into the playoffs and a winning record and potential win the division would be Brock.
That's fair. Those are the quarterbacks that we have that are under the most pressure from each division. Let us know what you guys think about that. Listen, NFL preseason's underway. NFL season's getting closer. Our football talk's going to get a lot more spicier here over the week and whatnot. But definitely tune in to us next week. We'll have a lot more for you guys. Have a good weekend, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, baby.